So we still go back to our question. Exactly. Is it important to tell your partner your past? Should you consider someone's past as you are dating?
Mimi niko na mtu after revealing all my past hatunaye tena.
Ashaondoka.
Madam Joyce Mghoi, how has been your weekend?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Yes.
I thank God. Hata wakati unaongea about 2022, just this morning, I was asking myself, what have I learned from this 2022? And Chacha, there are many things that I've learned this 2022. And there are demons I've fought this 2022. Or their challenges. Let's call them challenges. Maybe Washira, not demons, but challenges.
We should not be asking Madam Joyce unaendelea aje. Tutakuwa tunaona tu.
Mnaendelea na hiyo ingine.
Yes, madam. Umekuwa poa?
Niko mzima kabisa.
And 2022 nasema demons and
kuna some challenges nimepigana nazo this 2022. I am hoping 2023 they will not be there.
We are hoping so, and it is now the past.
But there are also good things that have happened in this 2022. I thank God.
Wow.
Yes.
Ukiuliza Mkenya 2022 umesikia vile nimesema? Wow. Atasema hivyo pia yeye. The past, Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Yes. You asked me a question. Is it important to consider someone's past when you are dating? Is it important to consider someone's past? Now, if you date according to the Christian values, you may not need to dig so much past. If you date according to the Christian values and according to the African values, you may not need to worry much. Because if it's according to the Christian values and this person is a Christian, they are, ideally, they are relative. There is a way they are supposed to have lived their lives. So they may be very little to dig. They may be very little to know. If you date according to the African values again, the same. Because the Africans, there is a way they expect people to be, to live, and even to start dating, and even to start. So if you consider the African values and if you consider the Christian values, you may not need to worry much because you expect these people, if they have lived the African way, if they have lived the Christian way, there is very little that you need to dig. Sasa mujiulize. Mumekuwa mkidate according to the African values or Christian values?
Na hii generation Z, African way ni gani?
Now, na hii generation Z, you need to dig. You need to dig, not so much, but you need to dig. So we are asking ourselves, is it important to consider someone's past when dating? We are asking ourselves, and does dating a wrong person affect your career choices, affect your career development? Does dating a wrong person affect productivity? Of course, the answer is what? Yes, if you date the wrong person, anaweza kukutupa off guard. You throws you off guard completely. You cannot concentrate in class. You cannot go to work. You cannot even, when you go to work, you are not productive and so on. So yes, it affects
and
your
career.
career.
And how do you know that a person is wrong?
Mabishti wangu wanasema madam umetumwa na Mungu.
Naona hapa madam.
Yes.
Shikilia hapo.
These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Do we need to know the past of someone? Does dating a wrong person affect us? Affect our productivity, affect our career development? Does dating the wrong person affect your academic progress? The answer is yes. So if the answer is yes, then there is need to do some kind of homework when you are dating someone. When you are dating someone.
I can see
and there is something, Chacha, that we will need to talk about when we are through with this one.
Exactly.
Cohabitation. Because that's another area when people...
should it be done anyway?
Should it be done anyway? It shouldn't be done. Cohabitation
it is one way of knowing each other.
Now, okay, if we look at cohabitation now, just briefly, if we look at cohabitation, what is it? What is cohabitation? Cohabitation is living together unofficially. Your parents don't know.
I-
Your pastor doesn't know if it is in the
Madam najua huku nje wanasema before ununue gari
ama
Hebu niambie.
before upate kazi unaenda attachment. Madam, this is attachment.
Yeah.
Hapa tuko attachment.
let me tell you
Anybody to your house.
how many people will you live with for you to be able to settle with the wrong person? For instance, you date 5 people, which is possible. There's the first person, maybe you see this one we cannot, the
Mambo
second one, the
ikakataa.
third one. How many? Because the cohabitation, I consider it as a small marriage which is not official.
Unofficial
It's
small
an
marriage.
official
Come with
small marriage that can last 2 months, can last 3
1
months, can last 1 week,
Wash and
can
go,
last
ukiwe.
a whole semester, can last even 2 semesters, sometimes can last even 2 years.
Yeah.
And then after that,
After the whole
it
of
goes.
campus.
Break up.
Yeah, or even the whole of campus. But since it is cohabitation, it is not official. Therefore, because it is not official, it doesn't have commitment. Let me tell you, there is something called love, and love is thrilling. Love is emotional. It is thrilling. At first, when you meet someone, you are thrilled, you are excited, you are what? You can hardly stay without checking your phone to see whether they have texted you. When they text you, your heart is pumping and so on. There is that thrill of love. Let me tell you, this thrill of love dies.
Hey.
When the thrill of love dies, commitment comes in.
Yeah.
And you tell yourself, I committed to this person. Though I'm not running when my phone rings to go and get it and to see what he's saying,
Yeah.
though I'm not in a hurry even to open my messages when he sends to me, I am committed to this particular person. But when you are in cohabitation and the thrill dies, the person walks away.
Where is the problem? Okay, I'm not supporting, neither disagreeing.
Yes.
I'm just there middle way.
Yes.
Trying to weigh which way to go.
Let us weigh together.
And because we are trying to understand the past of these people,
Yes.
how best can we understand it, Madam Joyce? Because some choose to cohabitate as one way of understanding. Because unajua ukikaa na mtu so close, that is when you understand the way they behave, what they like, what they dislike. How do we really dig deep into
Let
this
me
past?
ask you, Chacha, when you go to buy a car, James has already said, ukienda kununua gari, unapatiwa utest. How long do you test this vehicle? And how far? How many kilometers do you test this vehicle?
This is a vehicle, Madam Joyce.
Unajua gari ulikuwa umeiona kwingine.
This is a vehicle, Madam
So,
Joyce.
the testing of this vehicle that we are talking about, you may be given a car, you may have ignite it, you may take it maybe a kilometer or even around there just to test whether it is okay, whether it is okay.
Yes.
And then you buy it.
Yeah.
There is nobody will give you a car to stay with it for 1 month if you have not you are testing it. You are testing this car, you are testing it. That is what young people want. They want to be given a car to test for a whole year. They want to be given a car to test for a whole month. You are
what
living
about
with
the
this
car, Madam
girl,
Joyce?
you are living with this boy for 1 month, for 1 year. You are testing each other. What is this that you are testing whether it will work? What is this that you are testing whether
But
it is
unajua
work?
Madam Joyce huyu mtu anakusaidia kusoma, kufua. Then unajua sana ukiwa campus kuna mambo ambayo itakuwa inakushinda kidogo.
Kuna mambo
na
itakuwa
budgeting.
inakushinda. So you'll need someone to help you in
So
those
you need
particular
somebody
things.
to help you,
Now,
anakuja, anatoa pesa
the
kidogo.
thing is, it doesn't matter how we sugarcoat cohabitation. It doesn't matter how we sugarcoat living together.
Yeah.
If you're living together without commitment and with saying that I'm testing you so that if I don't see you are good enough, I go away, that is wrong. Why? Because there are other challenges that come. There are other effects that come. I have said cohabitation is a small little marriage that lasts a month, that lasts 2 months, that lasts, So if it's a little marriage, what is it that you don't do in this marriage? And what is it that you're doing in this marriage? And whatever it is that you are doing will bring other effects later on. Maybe someone becomes pregnant, gives birth.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone becomes pregnant and you tell them, this was a little testing marriage. So let us just abort so that we can continue to do what?
We are
To test.
testing the
Are you
water.
seeing the effects of this little marriage? So you are living with this person. You're not committed that you'll marry them, but you are living with them. Other effects come in. Number one, they will not be committed to this relationship. After all, we are trying. So you will not be committed. The other one will not be committed. You have entered into this relationship, one leg in, one leg out.
Yeah.
So once you have one leg in and one leg out, definitely that relationship cannot work. So there are other effects that come along with that. One of them is that I'm talking about pregnancy and so on, being considered that you are married and then later on you are not married again. You are married and yet you are not married. You know, you are living with someone and yet you are looking. You know, you are looking. So there are all those other effects that come along with that. The effects that it leaves. Maybe that particular moment when you are in it, you don't see it. But later on, you see the effects of living with someone and not being able to marry them.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important for us to know that cohabitation is not right. Yeah. Now, when I'm talking about cohabitation, I am differentiating it with marriage. There are some people who marry not necessarily they have done official things. They have not done it officially, but they have agreed. Yeah. I am marrying you. You are mine. I am marrying you. We are going to start living together. Then we probably we get enough money to go to your parents, or we get enough money to go and wed and so on. There are people who do that, and finally the marriage is still okay, and it goes on well. But there are people who enter because I don't have a hostel. Yeah. I am looking for Chacha to go and live together. Yes, yes. So they come to you, Chacha, and they want opportunists. They tell you, you know, I just arrived today. I've not gotten a hostel. Kindly house me today, and then tomorrow I'll look for a. Tomorrow they are there. The next day they are there, and they are there, and they are there. So na hivyo ndo mulianza kuishi pamoja. You never made up your mind that you are dating this person and you're marrying them. They never made up their mind. So you start living together. So this is not encouraged because the number of cries that we have had, even from more so from ladies than from gentlemen. I'm sorry to say so. More from ladies than from gentlemen. Because the gentlemen, sometimes they walk away and they go. But the ladies are left there. Yeah. Having lived a married life, and then all of a sudden, they are no longer married. You know, they graduated and they disappeared and they went for good. Wengine hata vijana wengine wanarudia kitanda, wanarudia nini.
That aside, Madam Mghoi, there's this thing. I was a thief, not me, Chacha.
Yes.
Okay, we're talking about the past.
Yes.
Then you entered into a relationship with this person. It is 2 years, 3 years, 5 months. Yes. You never knew how this lady lived some years back. Okay. Who she interacted with. Now. What she used to do. Yes. You never knew what this gentleman used to do, maybe for a living. Yes. Who she dated back. Yes. And how what went on. Yes. So we still go back to our question. Exactly. Is it important to tell your partner your past? Should you consider someone's past as you are dating them? What if you
the
tell
answer
them
is yes.
What if you tell them, Madam Mghoi, the past, which is it
now? That's why I'm saying the answer is yes. You should be told, and you should also tell some kind of past. But there are other kinds of pasts that will hinder your new relationship. Amen. James at amen. Yeah. There are some kind of pasts. If you share, you will actually you will hinder that relationship there and then. So it will not continue after that. After you have shared that kind of a past. Yes. It depends on what kind of a past it is. So the answer is yes and no. Yes, we can, consider the past when you are dating someone. Yeah. You can consider the past. And you can also consider some of the things that probably they went through or they did, and you can decide, this is the person I still want to date. I know this information, but I still want to date. So we are calling you to have sober dating. Sober dating is a dating that has boundaries. Sober dating is the one that will help you or will make you move on to the next relationship if this one ends and still carry your dignity. That is what we are asking the youth to have. We are asking the youth to have sober dating, dating with boundaries, such that if this relationship doesn't work for one reason or another, you can still walk to the next relationship with dignity. So yes, to some extent, and no, not everything. You don't need to know everything. Share what will help you in the relationship. Share what will help you in the relationship. Share what cannot be hidden, you know, like if you have a child, you need to share that you have a child. Don't start saying that is my little sister, and then after and then after 3 years you discover this is your wife's child, but they never told you that they had a child. So share that. Even for gentlemen, gentlemen may have impregnated a girl that gave birth somewhere in the village, na wewe umeficha. So mtoto wako anaenda shule, anaenda anapatana na mtoto mwingine pale copycat kama yeye anakuja anarudi kwa nyumba kuambia mamake, mami, I saw another girl that looks exactly like me. Hata kila mtu anasema tunafanana na huyo mtoto. and you never shared that you have a child. So share that kind of information. If you were married before and you probably divorced, or your wife died, or something happened, please share. If you have some kind of sickness that they need to know, because also that one is also information that you need to know. If someone has some kind of sickness that probably is a lifelong sickness, do you need to know? The answer is yes. You need to know. You need to know if they are sick. If you have had a past relationship which probably did not really work, or went graphic, or went violent, or something like that, you can share, and you should share, and you should consider someone's past in those particular areas if you want to date with them. If you dated and you went through a traumatic experience that probably has hampered your life kidogo, you need to share that. You need to share that you are in such a relationship and this is what happened. But then there are things to avoid sharing. There are things that you need to avoid
things
sharing.
to avoid sharing.
Yes.
We should avoid those things. But then, as far as we avoid, we just need to take a break of just a minute.
Yes.
And come back to jue ni vitu gani hizi tunafaa kuavoid. Then okay, sharing is good.
Yes.
And of course, revealing the secret is good. What next, Madam Joyce Mghoi? I love this person. Nimemwambia ukweli yangu, amenipotelea into thin air. I love them. Ameenda. Sasa
you know also it also depends on how you are sharing it. If you are sharing it like you still have some inclination on the other side, they will know there is unfinished business here. This person is not completely through with this other side. So it also depends on how you are sharing. It depends on how you are sharing. If you share like you are still clinging on this other side, they will just see you are not through with this one.
Mimi nimependa mtu.
Yes.
Alafu umempenda ukaamua kumwambia mambo yako yote ukweli. Mambo your past. Maybe unamwambia kuhusu mahali umetoka, hapo background yako, mwambia vile kuhusu wazazi, your state venye iko, mambo pia vile na pesa. Lakini inafika wakati unaona kwamba huyu mtu tutaachana. Lakini kuna ile sasa una feel sifai kuacha huyu mtu kwa sababu najua shida ambazo amekuwa akipitia. What can you do?
That unataka ukae na yeye kwa sababu ya zile shida.
Ndio.
Again, hatuwezi ishi na watu kwa sababu ya kuwaonea huruma. Don't love someone because don't live with someone or love someone because you are sympathizing with them. You'll be doing a disservice to them. Because love is not about sympathizing. Love is about I want to live my life with this person. Not I want to help this person not to go through these problems.
Love is not sympathy. Love is not sympathy.
Love is not sympathy. It is not sympathy.
We are coming to elaborate that. Love is not sympathy, and we want to understand what next. I have shared all my everything to you. Nikwambie ukweli, then after even sharing to you, you are running away. You are running away, madam. You are running away,
Maybe
Baba.
it is timing. Let's talk about it when we come back.
Tamati. Hello, habari asubuhi CJ. Mimi niko na mtu after revealing all my past, hatunaye tena.
Ashaondoka.
Hatunaye tena. Everything as well. So okay, where ulijifanya Mkristo? Because when you started you said there's a Christian way, there's an African way.
Yeah.
Now,
and this is what saves us a lot of these problems, by the way. Because we will not have such a heavy past that someone will not be able to take it. But if we have been living our lives in a permissive society, where you do anything that you want so long as you're not hurting anyone. The westernized culture, the Western Western culture and all that has infiltrated us, such that we are neither living the Christian values, we are not living the African values, we are living hapo katikati. You are telling yourself, if I'm not hurting anyone, then I'm okay. You know, if what am I doing? Whatever I'm doing is giving me joy. It is me. So it is not about anybody else. So you end up doing things that you will have to talk about them when you are in a new relationship, and they may hurt your relationship. Now, CJ, just the way this gentleman has asked that they have shared their past, and then it has the relationship has gone. Sometimes it's very good to be to know when to share. Timing is very, very important. Don't have the first date and the second date you are there pouring everything about you. You know why? Because love has not yet developed. The commitment has not developed.
Time.
The jipatie time until the person you are really committed to this relationship. Then tell them there are a few things that I want to tell you. And again, when you are telling them, please don't tell them things that will scare them unless you are planning to repeat them. But if you're not planning to repeat them, there is even this that God says he forgets our past. He puts them as far west as east is, you know, our past, and he forgives us and he forgets. God forgives us and he forgets. Why do we bring this past to come and interfere with the present? That means even us, we have not been able to forgive ourselves, and we have not been able to let go. So it's very, very important for us to know when do we share and exactly what do we share. There are some things that would rather be forgotten. There are some things that would rather be left, especially if they are not things that will be coming, you know, popping up every now and then. But if it's something that has evidence and it is there, you can share about them. So you need to know exactly when to share. You need to know when to share. You need to know what to share. You need to know what to share. And you need to be able to be wise. You need to be wise. Because there are some things when you share, your present will start looking at you and seeing those things that the other person, like now if you tell them they left me because mimi ni mchafu. I was just an example. I'm just giving an I'm just giving an example. You know what about Are you seeing that?
Yes.
You will start seeing. Utaanza kuona, you know, sahani ile iliwachwa pale iko tu pale hapo, you know, ile nini iliachwa. So they will also start feeling, this person, I think ni ukweli, there is some truth in it, and they will actually walk away. So youth, let us know what to share and what not to share. Let us know when to share. Let us know when to share. When in the relationship to share and how to share. How to share, that's what I was saying. How to share is very, very important. If you share in a manner likely that you are still missing your ex, this current one will read signs there. If you share in a manner comparing your ex with the current one, and there is nothing as bad as being compared to someone who was there before, you know, saying ata afadhali fulani, you know, afadhali my former girlfriend, afadhali my former boyfriend, comparing your ex with the current. If you share in a manner you are comparing your ex with the current one, then there is a problem there. If you share giving too much details, these details may lead to familiarity. People will become familiar with you. They will become familiar with you. They will start looking at you with that angle of the other person that left. They will start looking at you like that. So again, don't share with negative criticism. You know, there is a way you can criticize your ex until it doesn't look good even to the current one. Because you are over-criticizing. You are over-criticizing. You are unnecessarily giving a lot of information just to paint the other person black. You just want to paint the other person black. This current one will read, because what kind of a mind do you have? Even you, if we separate now, that means this is how you're going to paint me. So have some kind of positive attitude and have some kind of regard to your exes and have some kind of respect to them and some kind of appreciation to them, because they are human beings. This relationship didn't work, but it doesn't mean that they are, you know, they are that bad as you are painting them. And remember when you are sharing about your past, this other person is not there to defend themselves. So you are likely
the one part of
yes,
the story.
only one part is here to tell the story, isn't it? So you are if you are not positive, if you are not positive, utatia chumvi. Na ukitia chumvi, the current one will know that huyu
kuna kitu tumekuwa tukiongea na James amekuwa akiniulizia sana na tumeiguzia hapa pia. Yes, nimekuambia my past. Umeagree tuishi pamoja. Okay. Umesema mambo fanyika. Hii nimeelewa na upita. Wacha tuendelee baba watoto. Mama watoto, wacha tuendelee. Nimeagree. Lakini Madam Joyce, the moment you'll be doing anything, I'll be linking you to what you did. Okay, mimi nimesema you used to chafu as nini. Kidogo tu nikijaribu kidogo nitereze na kauchafu kidogo kwa nyumba. Sema ndo maana uliacha.
Exactly.
Nikijaribu kidogo nikuje kwa nyumba late. Na mimi nimekuelezea kitu kilisababisha my ex akaenda nilikuwa nakuja kwa nyumba late. But sikia kitu nilikuwa nafanya ndo maana nikakuja late. Sasa ukikuja late ndio maana unakuja. Now Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Yes.
Kuna ukweli kwa hapo umenisamehea kweli. Have you really agreed?
Now, that is why I've said you need to be very, very careful what you are sharing. If you are sharing something that is beyond your help, if probably you are left because of something that is beyond your ability, there is nothing that you can do. Like there is someone who was telling me that the boyfriend is telling her she's too short. Now surely someone is telling you that you're too short. Now if you start sharing with your current, your current boyfriend that my other boyfriend left me because I'm short, is there anything that you can do with so that you're not short?
I think that
is there anything?
Is that an excuse?
You see? You see?
Yes.
So let us not share excessively. Let us share something if you know it will appear again. Like now, if you had a child, if you know there is something that happened that this person really needs to know. I think the only thing that someone needs to know is that you related with someone and probably you are relating with them now. But if we use, just the way I started this, if we use our Christian values, if we use our African values, a lot of drama will not be there. A lot of drama will not be there. Now, in case you share your story, you share part of it. Like now you share, when I was in class 8, I got a baby, but I continued with school and now I'm here in the university and that baby is growing, is being raised by my aunt. And then these people leave you. Please let them go. You know why? Because they are not accepting you, who you are at this particular time. And there is nothing that you can be able to do about it. Because those are mistakes that you made in life. You have reformed and you have become a totally new person, a totally new creature, as God says, a totally new creation. The old is gone, the new has come, but they still don't want to accept you. That means they are not good enough for you.
Simon anauliza swali, anauliza.
Yes.
Umetuambia uangalie mtu mwenye utashare kwake, mwenye utaambia hiyo story yako. Then huyo ukimwambia anafaa fanya aje na information yako?
If it is your girlfriend, they're supposed to know. Like now, if you have a baby, they're supposed to know. And this is your girlfriend and probably you're planning to live with. I am not saying you go sharing your stories with everybody else about your past. Actually, you don't do that. Don't go sharing your stories about your past with everybody else or with anybody that you feel may be your girlfriend. I have told you timing is very, very important. When to share this information in your relationship. When to share in your relationship is very, very important. So don't just go sharing your story, because actually if you share with them, what will they do with that information? They will just be knowing you and labeling you and probably looking at you with a different attitude, but there is nothing else they can be able to do. So know when to share. Know when to share. Look at this girl, look at this boy. Know when to share. And only share that which cannot be hidden or that which cannot be, there is nothing that you can do about it. They will get to know about it in one way or another. Let them know. If you related with someone in the past, let them know you related with someone. Again, details of that relationship are not necessary. They are not necessary.
And what if, Madam Joyce, before we conclude, because our time is almost lapsing, just have a minute.
Yes.
You've been hiding this thing so that you're waiting for the right time. And in between, ajijulie ya mwenyewe before mwambie.
that is now another challenge. That is now another challenge. When you keep information that you know, they may get to know about it, it becomes a very big challenge. So don't wait too long until they get to know on their own. Find time, and that's why I'm saying timing is very, very important. Not very late and not very early. Not very late and not very early. You yourself, you'll be able to know the right timing for you to share that particular information. Yes. We have people that their relationships were very, very okay and so on, as you are saying, and then all of a sudden someone appears and says, you know, when we parted, I had a baby, you know, I got a baby and the baby is yours. And already you are relating with someone and probably that relationship is far much gone, and you are really moving on. You've planned, you're probably even planning to marry and so on. Then all of a sudden someone comes up and says, there is your child here who has been living here, is 2 years old or 3 years old, and you did not know about that particular child. You need to sit down with this person and you need to explain to them. And if you have been truthful, they will trust in you. But if you have not been truthful, they may not trust in you. Again, youth, I am calling unto you. Let us not have a series of relationships from one relationship to another. Nini munatafuta? Munatafuta
nini mnatafuta? Madam Joyce Mghoi talking.
Nini munatafuta?
And I can see kina Wesley Kipchumba anakusalimia sana from Facebook.
Sana.
And all is amazing. Madam Joyce, your last word as far as this
my last word is,
concerned.
if you marry wrong, you will be miserable for the rest of your life.
Choose right.
Choose right.
That's
actually someone said that if you marry the wrong woman, the devil will leave you because anajua uko busy hapo. You know, you'll be taken care of.
You have another devil. You have another. All the same, that is Madam Joyce Mghoi. Madam, thank you very much. Asante sana. We meet again next Tuesday.
We meet again next time. I'm calling unto you to have dating that is guided by principles, Christian principles or African values.